Hello, everybody. Catchy1383 coming with episode 39 of the Epic Store Weekly Free Game Giveaway. I think I called last episode 37, which would make two 37s in a row. I kind of messed up my numbering a little bit, so we're just going to fix it here and work our way forward and hopefully not do it again. So there are two games this week, Mordhau and Second Extinction. So Mordhau has a bit of an interesting history. Apparently, it was developed by a bunch of people who liked the first Chivalry and got really impatient for the second one to come out, or I don't know if they just didn't know there was a second coming out. So they made their own. And then apparently Chivalry came out. So as per my usual policy, if I can not interfere with people's multiplayer games because I don't like ruining potential competitiveness of certain players, I don't do it. So I was playing with a bunch of bots. And to be honest, Chivalry 2 is a much better game than this game. It looks good, don't get me wrong there. But it's slow, it's clunky, it's awkward. The blocking system is garbage. They have some of the worst mechanics when it comes to being hit and in terms of you swinging your own weapon, and that if you get hit, you can no longer attack. Or your attack that you're in the middle of gets canceled, which has its issues later on. Let me actually jump to that because it also has a horde mode, which I thought, okay, cool. I thought maybe I could get together with some friends and maybe it might be better with some friends. So while trying this horde mode out, it turns out it's a pretty lazy horde mode. They just send everything in just like two groups of guys. So if you're playing by yourself, you're probably going to get the tar beaten out of you. Sorry, I was trying to not cuss there. And yes, they have a really lame flinch mechanic in the game in that you cannot attack or your attack gets canceled if you're getting hit. And since they send everything at once, you get easily overwhelmed and cannot attack. Not balanced in any shape or form. And then it takes forever to revive, I might add. But it gets worse than that. Well, fighting the AI, it kept perfectly blocking, and since the blocking convention, not to mention the movement of both the swords, looks completely and totally awkward and painful to do. It's like these guys never handled a sword in their life. And after going back and forth between this one AI with a shield and a stick you see here, and it does something, after I circle around it, it literally makes a swing in front of it, even though I'm behind it, and it hits me. This game is terrible. And there's one thing I looked up, says Mordhau versus Chivalry 2. There isn't a comparison. Chivalry 2 is a much better game. If you have Game Pass, go play it on there. This game is terrible. Anyways, so the second game is Second Extinction. And it says early access. It's a first-person shooter that involves killing dinosaurs. I only saw one type of dinosaur, maybe with some variety between the said dinosaur. That being raptors, which in general it feels a bit of a cliche to be using raptors because Jurassic Park, obviously, and every other dinosaur movie uses raptors and T-Rexes, but I only saw raptors. So that's basically what I fought for like 10 minutes straight were raptors. It was not fun. It might be better with friends, but it got really tedious really fast because every time I would complete a bit of a sub-objective, like I was hitting switches to reset the power a whole bunch of the exact same raptors with zero variety other than maybe two that spit poison would come after me. And I felt like most of the time I was just running backwards and shooting. Again, probably would have been better with friends, but since I don't have that luxury of always being able to play with friends, this was not a fun experience. And I still had two more to go for the whole entire scenario, and I was like, no, I'm good. Anyways, you do get a choice of characters that have different guns and abilities. And I like my sniper characters, and this was only a sort of sniper character. Yes, it has a scope, but doesn't really zoom in all that far. And she's oddly racist in terms of her voice acting. It's very generically Chinese Asian, sort of. I mean, the gun mechanics feel pretty solid for the most part. It's just that when you constantly just fight raptors, like they couldn't come up with any other dinosaur, it's just raptors. Yeah, I'm going to stick with that. It was raptors. It wasn't good. Why do they always do raptors? Please, somebody tell me why they always do raptors. They've been doing raptors since the 90s, by the way, with the Jurassic Park games. Yes, they also had Dilophosaurus, but if you ever played any of the other Jurassic Park games, they were raptors. There are other dinosaurs other than raptors. I don't know, maybe I'll give this one a go with my friends on like Mordhau, which I'm just completely uninstalled already. But if you want to give them a try, they're available till Thursday, which would be the 20th at 10 a.m. Central. So if you made it this far into the video, thank you for watching and have a good one.